This is a 5 on your side local news update.
2:23 weather impact meteorologist Gary Frank with an update on this very pleasant day for July. It sure doesn't feel like July, does it here? With low humidity, clouds outside around, but not all that bad. The sun is out and we're going to see things that are going to end up being pretty nice here. As we look over the last, let's call it 48 hours or so, I scanned this all the way back from Tuesday, and I wanted to show you just why that we had that set up the other day where we had significant rain, because look how slow this cold front that moved to the south. This is the same system that impacted us, still hasn't even left the states yet. It's kind of one of the reasons that we're going to see kind of a slower weather pattern. Typically, we see these fronts move pretty quickly, something pushes them out of the way, and whatever our next weather pattern is settles in. But, you know, when you follow this thing from north to south, watch how it's still churning a lot of rain alongside of that, and then you have that Gulf moisture that feeds into that. They're getting some significant rainfall as well. To the north, though, it's as quiet as can be as we have that northeasterly flow. It's very dry. It's very cool. You'll see we had those fair weather clouds setting up right now. 65 was our low today in the city. 50s outside of the city. Nothing too significant, but it certainly doesn't feel like July, at the middle of July at this point, or toward the end of July. And that was the 17th coolest low on record. We talked about that a little bit earlier today as you've been following along. Nothing significant, right? This is not a record, but anything we're in the top 20, that's why you know this is a little anomalous, right? It's not what we would expect for this time of the year. When you're talking about heat, humidity, that typically fuels these storms, and we just don't have that. We look at our temps right now, and they're pretty much anywhere from the low to mid 70s to the 60s in some cases, where we're going to continue to see drier conditions settling in. We got to 80 degrees, but it's pretty nice for this time of the year. It's about as good as it gets here at this point. That's not going to change a whole lot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we continue to see very dry conditions. So our humidity levels with our dew points in the mid 50s right now, they're not going to change all that much into the overnight hours. That allows us to drop into those mid 50s, and there's still maybe a little patchy fog in some cases, but I do think on the Illinois side, particularly in the Metro East, low to mid 50s. I mean, it is going to be a nice, cool morning outside of the city, even on the Missouri side. Expect places like Chesterfield, maybe even a little lower than 58. The models don't exactly pick that up, but those valleys are certainly going to be a lot cooler. It's going to feel really nice as our wind settles down. So why are we in this pattern and what's in store for us here? In advanced tracking, let's look at a couple of things here because you'll see the dig of that really cool, strange northeasterly flow here, and that's going to keep us dry. But as we look above the surface and try to see what's going on for the next several days, I do want to point you how far north that this jet stream goes. And really the one reason I point that out is because, I mean, it is significantly warm into the Arctic Circle at this point. Look at where those wind arrows go. That's where the main flow of storms is located at the moment. They are getting extreme heat for this time of the year. That's not something they're dealing with, but as we look at the other end of the spectrum, very cold air for this time of the year. So that's where these types of storms continue to ride along that jet stream, and that's why we're not seeing much going on for us right now, that it's dry as we tap into that cooler air. But what we'll see is you'll see this one little kind of finger and this wrinkle that kind of dips down here this way. What I want to show you is that that's a cutoff low, and that's what we're headed for next week, especially by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll start to see things start to pick up. And you'll really start to see this by Sunday here. As this starts to develop here, watch how this all just kind of sits here and spins. And we're not, while this looks more significant than it probably really is, what it really notes is that this cutoff low is going to kind of sit here from Kansas into Missouri, and there's not much of that main flow of that jet stream that pushes it from east to west or northwest to southeast. And as a result, we'll see showers like this that are widely scattered at times where you may go outside and we have rain for a half an hour to an hour, and you may get some decent rain here and there. And then there's going to be a lot of dry time because of the nature of where this low may set up and how it's going to interact with the amount of Gulf moisture, which is going to be limited at times. That's why we're going to see kind of a strange forecast to start off next week. Until then, we continue to dry out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, maybe our best rain chance is ahead. Then we'll start to see that thing finally get out of here Thursday. Like I said, not anything significant at this point, but it's something we'll keep you posted on here in the next 20 minutes.